The word common sometimes means that something is public or shared. For example, your apartment might have a common area where everyone who lives there can go to relax. Or two people might have a common goal, which means that they both want the same thing. Common can also mean that something is normal, ordinary, or easy to find. For example, using the word lay instead of the word lie is a very common mistake. That means that it's a mistake that many people make. But we also have the expression to have something in common, which basically means that two or more things are similar. But it doesn't mean that everything about them is similar. It just means that something about them is similar. For example, maybe two people are very different, but they both like learning English. Because they both like the same thing, we can say that they have one thing in common. We can also use in common to focus on how similar or different people are. For example, if you want to say that two people are not very similar, you could say that they don't have much in common, or that they have very little in common. If you want to say that two people are not similar at all, you could say that they have absolutely nothing in common, or that they don't have anything at all in common. If you want to say that they are a bit similar, you could say that they have a few things in common. And if you want to say that they are very similar, you could say that they have lots of things in common. And obviously, you could also use other words. For example, instead of saying that two people have a few things in common, you could say that they have a couple of things in common. Or instead of saying that they have lots of things in common, you could say that they have tons of things in common. And if you want to mention what the thing is that they have in common, you can put that thing into the sentence. For example, Sophia and I have many interests in common. Or, one thing that they have in common is a passion for learning English. And although it's most often used when talking about people, we can also use it to talk about similarities between things and ideas. For example, Thai food and Mexican food have several key ingredients in common. Or, my two favorite movies have almost nothing in common. And we can also make questions with in common. For example, if a professor wants their students to compare two ideas, they might start by asking, what do these two ideas have in common? Which just means, how are they similar? Or if a detective is trying to solve two murders, they might ask, did the victims have anything in common? Which means, were there any similarities between them? And finally, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned the words lay and lie. If you'd like to learn how to use those two words correctly, make sure to watch this video right here. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.